It's everywhere.
It's coming for us all. It's taking over the internet.
What do you guys want? Creative content? No. No, you don't. You want YouTube drama. Well, you're not going to get it. This is a football channel, damn it. Take your McGregor Mayweather pretend fighting elsewhere. Sorry, that was a bit aggressive. What we will do though, just for today, is have a look at other YouTubers and compare them to footballers. It's not a stupid idea, is it? Yeah, it is. It definitely is. Damn it. What am I even doing with it? It's YouTube, see what you've driven me to. I just want to say that all these YouTubers are great, alright? This isn't a dig at anyone. Not that they'd even give a f what I say. This isn't me trying to cut a slice of the big old YouTube drama. You guys are great. The True Geordie, Alan Shearer. Well, the True Geordie does advertise himself as
The King in the North!
Despite Will and Nee having nearly 900k subs and sounding like something fresh out of Geordie Shore. Forget the rage videos, where the burly Newcastle supporter looks like he's ready to burst at least 3 blood vessels in his head, while he screams at the camera for the head of Alan Pardew and the disembowelment of Moussa Sissoko. May not be strictly true, but I'm not far off. The similarities between Shearer and the YouTube sensation are not just because they both sit next to grinning pencils who laugh at their own jokes every week. The Geordie's burst into YouTube was about as spectacular as his idols into football, if not as graceful. While Shearer announced himself to the world with a hat-trick for Southampton against the Gunners, the True Geordie held a potato 3 inches from his face and proceeded to tell the world that Nile Ranger was a Since then, the True Geordie has tried his hand at commentating, as has Shearer. He's interviewed some of the biggest names in sport, as has Shearer, and he's given relationship advice to pimply-faced 13-year-olds. As had... No, Shearer hasn't done that one. KSI, Rio Ferdinand. What do KSI and Rio Ferdinand have in common? You might think, not much. And who is this Irish guy trying to find the most tenuous of links? Fair. One is a 6-time Premier League champion, a Champions League winner, and has 81 caps to his name. The other played FIFA against Frimpong and released a song called HITC Time. While KSI is the god of FIFA YouTubing, despite taking a 3-month break to get the CPM back, I'm sorry, to do a bit of learning, or whatever, yeah. Was that it? He's about to enter the ring for his first ever boxing match. Ferdinand, by the same token, is trying to do the same thing, although the former centre-half will be trying to fight professional boxers as opposed to Joe Weller. The similarities don't end there though. Both are pretty capable when it comes to spitting a few bars. That's the last time I'll ever say that. With KSI having released his album and Rio...
This is the case of the A with a new single. Oh, rave it down. Go.
And Rio, doing whatever Rio thinks that was. F2 freestylers, Dwight, Yorke and Andy Cole. The F2 freestylers are a simple one. Like Andy Cole and Dwight Yorke, they're arguably a more effective one together than they are alone. Football freestyler Jeremy Lynch lost out to a 14-year-old breakdancer when he entered a talent competition a few years back. At least it's better than losing to a dog. While his partner Billy Wingrove's football careers has taken him from Enfield to Aylesbury United. Cole and Yorke did flourish at Newcastle and Aston Villa respectively, but once they split up they were never the same again. Lynch got rejected by Arsenal as a youth. Cole did a little better at Highbury. He was given 2 games before he was chucked out by the Gunners. One thing is for certain though, Lynch and Wingrove are unbelievable talents. Pewdiepie, Paolo Di Canio. Oh, surely Pewdiepie and Paolo Di Canio are just similar because they're passionate and colourful speakers, right? Oh, and you know, it's just because they both fell in love with Italian women? No other reason, right? Yeah, moving on. Oh, but seriously, before PewDiePie's lawyers, who am I kidding, he doesn't know I exist. The Swedish star, YouTube's most subscribed of all time, was the victim of a witch hunt from the Wall Street Journal. So, I take back the stuff about Di Canio. John Terry it is. Joe Weller, Wayne Rooney. So Joe Weller and Wayne Rooney have both found themselves making headlines recently. 3 months ago, Weller was found crying in his car and announcing retirement at the age of 21. 2 weeks ago, Rooney was found drunk in his car and announcing international retirement at the age of 31. Both of these men are incredibly successful in their own fields, with Weller having amassed nearly 5 million subscribers, and Rooney the record goal scorer for both club and country. Weller might hope that the similarities don't lend themselves to the boxing game though. The YouTuber has been psyching himself up for a fight against KSI in a match so blatantly ripping off the McGregor Mayweather shtick that I wouldn't be surprised if Dana White starts demanding royalties. Our lasting memories of Rooney having a sparring session would be him, virtually unconscious, on his kitchen floor, at the mercy of Stone Cold Phil Bardsley. Like Weller, a man who supports both Brighton and Chelsea, Rooney has two clubs close to his heart, and you can bet if Jamie Carragher was still going, the two of them would be having a serious tussle in the upcoming Merseyside derby, in a similar fashion to when Weller tried to fight the ex-professional in their recent Wembley Cup match. Despite being half his size, Weller's a fairly big guy, but Carragher would have eaten him for breakfast with marmalade on top. Hugh Izzy, Mohamed El Neni. Look at the hair. Nightscape, Michael Antonio. Michael Antonio climbed the English pyramid like a 17-year-old scaled the Sidemen Tower with a camera on his head, with a bunch of bystanders wondering if their pavement was about to look like a sloppy pancake. That image worked better in my head. I have the greatest respect for Nightscape. This is your real-life London Spider-Man, which means that his channel will probably get rebooted for a younger model within a year or two, and maybe his uncle will get shot in the parking lot, I don't know. He's climbed some of the tallest buildings in the world, mirroring Antonio's ascent from non-league football, with Tooting and Mitcham United, to sitting in the top flight of English football and being on the cusp of an international debut. Oh, and the teenage prodigy was seen on camera celebrating wildly on the Olympic Stadium turf after breaking into West Ham Stadium. Something Antonio likes to do quite a bit as well. The celebrating, not that he doesn't need to break in. The West Ham owners have a key. Chris MD, Theo Walcott. So both of these men seem to make a fairly handsome living out of hitting the crossbar for fun. The only problem is I think Chris MD is actually trying to hit the bar, and I assume Walcott's trying to hit the back of the net. I don't know. It's hard to tell with him. He's been doing it for so long now. I suppose that's where the similarities end. It might seem that both men popped out of the womb in an Arsenal kit. It's worth remembering that Walcott was actually at Southampton until 2006, even though for Arsenal fans it does seem like he's been pocketing your cash for a lifetime. Theo Baker, Ricky Villa. So you thought I was gonna go with the fact that he looks like a character out of Harry Potter. Settle down, John Joe. What about when he was basically beaten to a pulp when he tried his hand at boxing? No, Wayne Rooney's already been taken on this list. Let's focus on the positives. And my god, there's quite a lot when it comes to Theo Baker. A man who was past Jamie Carragher, Robert Pires, and poet to score one of the slickest Wembley Cup goals in the geniusly named Wembley Cup. Who says YouTubers don't have an imagination, huh? The younger generation might not remember this one, but it reminded me of Ricky Villa's goal for Spurs in the 1981 FA Cup final against Man City. Just realising now, I don't know why I'm speaking about that like I was alive for it. Cal Freezy, Peter Crouch. One is a great YouTuber, the other is a great footballer. They both look like they could eat their dinner through a letterbox. Next, Stephen Tries, Jack Colback. I don't know why, but apparently this man is ginger. Does someone want to explain this one to me? I mean, I don't get it, honestly. I mean, I know why Jack Colback is ginger. The whole football world, it's staring you right in the face. I don't understand why half the internet seems to think this man is. It's clearly brown. I don't get it. I'm not in with the kids, alright? I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, he looks like a 14-year-old boy, sure, but I mean, ginger? No. I don't get it. Jake Paul, Mario Balotelli, and Paul Pogba. I feel like one footballer is not enough to truly encompass the annoyance of Jake Paul. I would liken watching one of his videos to... I've never had morning sickness, but I've heard it's not a barrel of laughs. No, to be fair, Mr. Paul has done pretty well for himself. The former Disney star has become the most talked about sensation on the internet this summer for I don't know, it's every day, bro. A certain Paul Pogba will be proud of his namesake in terms of his dance moves. I'm sorry I had to inflict that upon you all. While Mario Balotelli would probably give him a standing ovation for the trail of chaos he's managed to leave behind. In July 2017, Paul, Jake, not Pogba, was reportedly in trouble with his neighbours after making his home address public. Yeah, that's a smart idea when you've 10 million hormonal teenage followers. Chaos ensued. David Meyler. Yeah, David Meyler, the Hull City midfielder, actually has a YouTube channel with nearly 300,000 subscribers. The FIFA YouTuber is pretty passionate about it. And the great thing for him is that he doesn't have to worry about going hungry for weeks if he accidentally drops an F-bomb in the video. That was a rough month. What footballer is he most like? It's a tough one. Marco Materazzi. They were both headbutted. TGF Bro, Jimmy Bullard. Love them or hate them, YouTube does not seem to like them. TGF Bro are two of the biggest pranksters on the internet. So it only seems right that I give them Jimmy Bullard. A man who reenacted the Phil Brown team talk, jumped over a pile-up, and made the most of his only England call-up by referring to his boss as Postman Pat. TGF Bro have recently announced that they've just split up into two separate entities. Judging by the amount of voices in his head, I think Jimmy has already crossed that bridge. That's a joke, Jimmy, alright? It's a joke. Anyway, there we go. Is that sufficient? Have I done the job? Have I covered all bases, or have I just completely wasted another afternoon? Probably the latter. Let me know what you think. Cheers for watching, and don't forget to hit the like button, if nothing else but to protect me from the Team 10 gremlins, who will now be coming for me with flaming pitchforks. Give it a share, give it a subscribe, and as always, I'll talk to you in a while.